All right,
Okay.
this problem says the cost of driving a car depends. Right here, the cost of driving a car depends on the number of miles driven and the gas mileage of the car. And also it depends on the cost. So it also depends on the cost for a gallon of gasoline, which they're going to tell us right here. So it says she owns an Accord that gets 20, let's say 20 or 28. It's hard for me to see, it's so small. 28,
It says 20,
it's actually probably 28. Yeah,
28.
it's 28. 28 miles per gallon because Accords get better gas mileage than 20. So it says find the cost, the function C that models the cost of driving a car X miles if the cost is $3.20 per gallon. So what we'll do is we're going to write $3.20. That's dollars per gallon, and she gets 28 miles per gallon. So 28 miles per gallon, which means let's flip that over. We're going to write, let me rewrite this. There's a couple ways you can do this problem, but what I like to do sometimes is I write 1 gallon per 28 miles. See how I just flipped it? I took the reciprocal of it. And the reason I do that is because then you
So
can...
the gallons can cancel?
Yeah, because now the gallons is going to cancel, and you see that she gets, it's $3.20, $3.2 for every 28 miles. Okay.
Okay.
And so, and it says that we're going to drive X miles. So what we do is we'll multiply X miles here. When we multiply this by X, that's going to be our cost function. Because as you can see, the miles will cancel out and you'll just get dollars.
2.2.
Okay, so, but we're going to simplify this a little bit. Take your calculator and punch in 3.2 divided by 28. 3.2 divided by 28, what's that give you?
0.114.
Okay, so point
Number,
0.114.
yeah, 285. It keeps going, but I don't know what it wants. It's around, oh, 3, yeah, 0.114.
Is that what it's rounded to? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
round numerical values to 3 decimal places. There we go. 0.114 times x would be your function. So for every mile is going to cost you 11 cents. 11.4 cents is essentially what you just figured out. Based upon the mileage that your car gets and the cost of gasoline, that's how much it costs you to drive every single mile. So you'll see what you did is you took the cost and you divided it by the mileage, and you can see how that works out when you do that. What we did before. All right, let's do part B. Use the model to find the cost of driving the car 400 miles. So of course we would just take 0.114 and we would multiply it. We would put in for x, we would put 400, and then just type that in your calculator and round it to 1 cent, to the nearest cent, which means 2 decimal places. What do we get? 45.6, $45.60. That's how much it costs to drive 400 miles. So if you're trying to figure out the cost of a one-way trip 400 miles away, let's say you're going to Nashville, which is about 400 miles from Chicago, it would cost you about $45 to get there. Now it says Christy's budget of gas is $200 a month. Use the model to find the number of miles she can drive without exceeding the budget. So now this number isn't going into the x, this number is going into c of x. So let's write that out. 200 equals 0.114x. How do I solve for x, which x is again the number of miles she can drive?
200 divide by the...
Good. And what do you get when you divide that? 1754.39 miles if you round it to the nearest hundredth of a mile. So she could drive on $200 a month, as long assuming the price of gas doesn't change. She could drive 1,754 miles roughly.